Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, guys. My name is Miguel. I'm your host. Welcome back to the Off the Rails podcast. We are launching something very, very, very special today. And I'm so excited that you guys are actually watching this video and you clicked on the link and listening to me blabber. So this is a passionate project of mine. I've been wanting to start my own podcast. I would say probably since 2015 or so. And I'll kind of go through some of the things today, like my mission, my idea for the podcast, and kind of go through like on some guests I plan on having on board. I also look to discuss like my life in general to see where I'm at and kind of document my journey. I think it's very important to document our journeys. I've been documenting my journey, I would say, since 2015, actually. Uh, and it all started from watching a podcast. It all started from being on YouTube and just kind of searching, I would say, searching for something bigger and better than myself or bigger and better than my environment. And it kind of led me along this journey. And I kind of feel like it's my mission in life to actually bring that journey to you guys and help you along in your lives, whether that may be from being a parent, starting a business, working a corporate job, going to church, just different things in life. Like pretty much, I have a good list of guests coming on to kind of touch on a lot of these subjects. It kind of give you a little more, I would say, closer network. I would say that's how I'll put it. So it's gonna be fun. I'm so happy to have you guys here. We're just kind of kick it back, relax, kind of go through some things that I have planned for you guys, and yeah, my goal is to spread the word as much as possible. So I always want to have a YouTube channel, and this is going to be exactly where I want to start it. So with that being said, without further ado, we're going to get right into our first episode. And the first episode is kind of getting to know me a little bit and why you should listen to me, right? I am no genius by no means. I am no scientist. I am no doctor by no means. But I feel like I bring a certain energy to the room. I also bring a certain energy. If you ever cross paths with me, you'll know that I'm maybe a little different, So that's my goal in life, is to be a little different, and that's okay. I decided to remove a lot of the labels that society may have placed on me in my life, and I feel like it has created this outlet of energy, I would say. And I feel like a lot of people are not living in their purpose, and I kind of see a lot of people in the world just kind of just living to be average, and they're maybe a little scared to get out there and take the jump. And this is what I bring. This is why I wanted to bring this to you. So it's very raw. It's very unedited. It's very uncut. It's very honest. I would say we're gonna literally get done with the video and we're just gonna post it as is. And maybe one day, well, I shouldn't say maybe, when I get my production crew and I do get a minute to hire some people to actually shoot these videos for me, maybe a little better quality. But I feel like as we're out here right now, we do have enough equipment to like get this off the ground, and I'm so excited about it. So yeah, where can we get started? So my name is Miguel Angel once again. I am your host for Off the Rails podcast. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but I want you guys to send these videos to people that you know that might kind of help them out. So I am currently in Dundee, Michigan. I own and operate a restaurant, bar / entertainment center, I would call it Off the Rails. We also do many other things, but before we get to what I actually do on a day-to-day basis, I kind of want to take a step back and rewind on like where I started at in my life, because I feel like I have a pretty interesting life, and I feel like I've been on this journey of life for many years, and I kind of feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's different than your most upbringings, and I got a different perspective in life and different avenues that I love to talk about, and I think that's what makes me interesting. I'd say it makes me unique. It gives me, I'm a cultured person. It kind of makes me well-rounded when it comes to people. And it's kind of led me on the journey to some success, to some failures, to some, amazing things that's happened to me, some tragedies, I mean, anything in between. And I feel like it's all your lives and you can all relate in some way, shape, or form. So this first episode is going to be more intimate, just me and you. There's no one else in my establishment right now. just me and the camera, and I'm just kind of cover some things that got to the point where I'm at right now. So yeah, I was born and raised like a natural entrepreneur, I would say. I mean, I can remember being 8 years old, um, you know, living in Detroit, and I lived next to this little liquor store, and I would go in there, like, toss bottles, sort bottles, things like that. And I came up with an idea. I wanted to sell chips and salsa to like a lot of people who were coming in and out of the place. So I made a deal with the guy in the corner store that, hey man, I'll give you like $1 every time I sell something. And I remember like he was like, no, just keep the money cool, dude. And I remember sitting on the side of this, like I live like literally right next to it. So I would set up shop right in front of my house. And I was gonna get people in there to buy chips and salsa. That was like my earliest memories of starting some kind of entrepreneur business or just selling things. I guess I enjoy that. I enjoy selling something that I love, right? So my mom made the best chips and salsa, and that's the reason why um, I wanted to do that, because I wanted other people to experience the chips and salsa. So to this day, I have the same recipe. So if you ever came to any of my restaurants, I'm sorry, restaurant or food truck, you'll know that I have the same recipe that I used back when I was 8 years old. So from there, I pretty much remember going into like high school, grade school, selling like bubble beepers and stuff. So here's what I started in grade school. I was selling bubble beepers. If you know what that is, it's a small pager that goes on your clip, and it has it's like a gum pack. So it's the coolest thing ever, because pagers were like huge back then, So everyone who had a pager was cool. So I was like, oh man, I can't have a pager, but I can get a bubble pager with bubble gum on it. So I bought one from the store. I remember going to, at that time I've been like 10 years old or so, maybe 11. So maybe like fifth or sixth grade. I remember going to school having these bubble beepers. Like, oh man, that's so cool. Where'd you get that from? Like, oh, I got connections, kind of making it like just funny. And I end up, one of my buddies wanted to buy one for me. So since I lived next to a party store, I pretty much went over there. I bought couple of beepers and I sold them for a little more extra money. I made a little money in my pocket. It was like the start of like something. Like there was something in me that like burn. I had that burn in me of like, I can run my own business and like sell things and like give people products and services and help people out. And like, I don't know. So from that age, I went into high school after that. Same thing. Actually, I graduated to like the real pagers. I remember buy, sell pagers. I used to change the cases on them, sell pagers like that. And also just working for my father. He owned a restaurant as well. So that kind of gave me the exposure to like actually talking to people and like, building up and refining my communication skills. I can remember being, early on, like 10 years old, going into like a coffee shop to buy my mom coffee, things like that. And that's where I kind of start polishing and like using my communication skills to like build my personality and build my confidence, I would say. If you ever work close with me, or if you ever like came across me, I'm very easy to talk to, and I just kind of come in and just talk. This is why we're in a podcast. So I can pretty much probably talk to the camera for like 12 hours straight without taking a breath. And I just love it, because the main thing is just documenting everything. So yeah, going through high school, I worked for my father. I also just started selling pagers in there. And then I also used to do like candy bars and stuff. So I graduated from just candy. I have a locker. I used to have 2 lockers. One of my lockers was for my stuff for school. And then the locker next to it never got used by one of these like goth guys, I remember. He never like came to school and stuff. So he was just like, I said, hey man, can I use your locker one day, dude? He's like, oh, okay. So I started like stocking the locker with candy, chips. My dad would go to Pace at the time, and he would get like just boxes of like, bulk stuff, like a Sam's Club. And I would buy stuff from there, and I would take it into school, and they just kind of come by my locker and just kind of, sell some candy bars for a couple of bucks or whatever. And it just gave me lunch money, to be honest with you. So I kind of prided myself in that. And I always like to have money on me, cash. And because I know I work hard for it, and I pride myself on the hard work that I put in on a day-to-day basis. Even back then, to this day, I'm just taking care of myself, I would say. My father instilled a lot of values in me as far as like taking care of my family as well. So at a young age, he would pay me for the work I did with him, whether that be catering and things like that. And then he would, before we got dropped off at home, he would make sure I stopped and got like a loaf of bread or some milk for the house. And it kind of instilled in me then like that provider mentality, I would say, So yeah, so I go through high school, and I pretty much have a set idea that I'm going to be going to college, because a lot of my family did not go through college, and it was a challenge for me, I would say. It was almost expected of my parents for me to like go, get a degree. So there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to go right to college, even though I was not the best student. I would say that I'm a poor student. I don't enjoy the studies by no means, but also it's challenging and I push myself through it. I was always like a C student. And I don't think it was because I wasn't smart enough. I just feel like I just wasn't book smart. And I feel like I want to be hands on with things, and I want to get out there and actually like learn the process and like put my hands in it and dig into it and figure it out, instead of just reading on how it's worked. Even to this day, I mean, I'm very hands on with everything that I do. So, yeah, so going right out of high school, I was told that I should probably just go to a community college, and I decided that I was going to go into university because I wanted to be where everyone else went. And I feel like my whole entire life I've always been trying to be placed or labeled, um, based on society's history with that type of genre of people, I would say, pretty much. But I always like fought against it. I remember going into college and they're like, oh yeah, you should just go into community school, because they have like lower classes and like just starter stuff. And I'm like, the starter stuff's not going to get me to the end goal, and it's going to be wasting my time. I remember looking into it, and I remember feeling doubted at that point. Like I remember like my counselors were doubting me and like not believing in me, and that was like very hurtful. I would say it was hurtful on one end, but also like it fueled me. Like it gave me the fire I need to like get through college, and like almost like I'm gonna put it in their faces that I graduated. And I'm sure you at that age you all had some of the rebellious time in your life, and I feel like it's like really driven me, in my success in business and my success in life and my success in everything. Is like I have that drive in me because I feel like my whole entire life I've been doubted. And this is one of the reasons why I started the podcast as well, because I feel like you should have someone to believe in you, and you shouldn't have to search on the internet or search on YouTube or search on a podcast to find someone who you're never going to meet that's going to believe in you. And when I did, it changed my life. And this is one of the main reasons I'm starting this podcast, is because I do believe in you, and I do believe that you can do the things that you put your mind to and put the work into. And through this process that we're starting here together, I want to bring on different subjects, different people who have helped me along my journey, different ideas that I may have, and they're gonna be fun. They're gonna be light, laid back. People who you can actually connect with, people who you can actually network with, or get to know, or even give them a call or text message and they're gonna respond. It's not someone who's so far out, like a Joe Rogan, or some of these other podcasters out there that you don't feel like you can ever reach out to them. So back to my history. Yeah, so after that I graduated high school. I went right into college right away, and I just worked my ass off, to be honest with you. I really worked my ass off to prove to myself, to prove to society, to my parents, to those counselors, to everyone who doubted me. I tell you, I had this fire in me that I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna graduate, and I'm gonna put it in your face that I got it done, and I succeeded at it. And it was like the first challenge I say that like I really took serious, and that I've seen so many people like drop out and give up on themselves, and I just kept going every single day. A 4-year degree took me 8 years to do. Okay, so that goes to show you that I had trouble applying myself, but I never like stopped. Even though it was hard, I kept showing up. And I feel like in the society today, that's where people to say it's all right to give up. But for me, even though I did listen to the doubts, I still pushed through that time. And during that time, I actually ran another business, my DJ business. I started a DJ business in 2000, I think year 2000 I was. Yeah, 2000, right out of high school. I'm sorry, no, not out of high school. My senior year, I started a DJ business. Fall around one of my mentors, DJ Victor V, which I might be having on as well. And he kind of like introduced me to music, and I fell in love with it. I found a passion. It's like a passion. Like I just love like rocking parties and like having that energy and like really like controlling people's emotions through music is like, there's nothing like it. To this day, dude, there's nothing like it. I just rocked this wedding out last weekend, and like they had me, man. They drained. I went 6 hours of nonstop, like beast mode, man. Like I rocked that party out so hard, to be honest with you, and not to be like egoistic or like, yeah, cause I'm the man. I was in my element. These people felt my energy, and like we went hard all night long. It was a wedding, and I knew it was gonna be the best wedding of the year, and we killed it. So music to me, like it really like fuels me, um, and I have a passion for it to this day, and I love doing it when I don't have to do it. Because there was a point in time where I like kind of fell a little bit out of love with it because it was a job, and I feel like I had to do it to take care of my family. But in all honesty, like it's been the love of my life is music and DJing and performing for people and getting out there and having a good time and really like letting people forget about the problems when they're with me. That's what I kind of pride myself on. So yeah, I went through high school. I'm sorry, I went through high school and college DJing. That was always my gig. I was DJing like 6 nights a week before I took on a full-time job at Verizon Wireless. I graduated in 2010 from Wayne State University with my bachelor's degree in management, which I was so proud of myself. I worked so hard at. And then my mother says, "You're gonna get your master's degree?" No, we're gonna stop here because I want to live life and I want to experience new things. I already did the college thing. And it's like you've been through it and you don't really have a desire to like continue because once again, I'm not a student by no means. I wanted to get out there and learn what I applied in my own business. I wanted to work for myself. But a lot of times in society, they kind of knock that down a pedestal. If you ever own your own business, you're going to get a lot of people that really, how do I say this? They really question you. They really question if that's the right idea because they're just so used to finding a corporate job, finding a job in the government, finding a secure job. But unfortunately, none of those jobs are secure. They're just as unsecure as being an entrepreneur. The difference is you take a risk on yourself and you work hard for yourself. And what my experience was in the corporate world was the harder you work in corporate world, you're still gonna make the same amount of money. You can be lazy in corporate world and still make the same amount of money. That was unmotivating to me. So it came a point, which I'll get up to in 2015, where I really like had like a wake up call, where it's like if I work 80 hours a week, I want to make what 80 hours a week is for. Having a salary job, you make 80 hours a week, you work 80 hours a week, you're still gonna take home the same. That doesn't work for me. I want to put in what I get out of it. And I want to get in what I put into it, like vice versa. So back to my college days, I graduated in 2010 from Wayne State University, and I went right into corporate world. I got a corporate job at Verizon Wireless as a sales rep. And since I had a management degree, I felt, and I would say, I was kind of lied to that I was going to walk into Verizon Wireless and get a job like this. I was going to become a manager like this. And since I had the magical paper, everyone's going to bow down to me and I'm going to be the man. I mean, I had 3-piece suits on. I was wearing a suit and tie every day. And I was really like bought into the idea that, within 6 months, I was going to be able to run a store. And unfortunately, at the time in the job market, there's a lot of competition out there and a lot of stronger people than I was and a lot of people who had network. Because I had placed my energy and time into school, and the people that were getting promoted over me had spent their time in the work and their network with no degree. Wait a minute, what do we do? Okay, let me go back to the drawing board because the plan I had in place for the degree is not working how it said it was going to work. So that means I just got to work harder, which means I got to view Verizon Wireless like Miguel Wireless and really like dig in my entrepreneur skills that I already have and like run this as my own business. And that's exactly what I did. So from 2010, I ended up getting promoted at Verizon Wireless within 18 months to assistant sales manager, where I pretty much had about 22 employees, kind of coaching them, teaching them how to get to know your customer, how to build relationships. It had nothing to do with selling the product. It was all about relationship building. And if you ever been in sales, you know that it's all about relationship building. And that's exactly what I do on a day-to-day basis. My customers that I do tacos for these days, or go DJ for, or go bartend for, or run the photo booth for, or go cater for, or they come over to my barn and have a wedding, or whatever I may be doing for them, I have probably sold them a phone. So that was the thing. I always understood that network side of it, and it's all about who you know. It's all about who you know. It's about taking care of those customers, working with integrity, having core values, making sure that you're not screwing no one over, making sure that you are doing everything possible to make sure that that customer is taken care of and they feel good with you and you have a great relationship. And I can tell you that I have thousands of those relationships, thousands of people that I've came across. I always treat them good. I always take care of them. I always make sure they're comfortable. I always make sure they understand what's going on in the sales process or whatever we may be doing. I help them out. I get back. I working within my core values, so that way I can build the life that I built today. So that is something that I want to bring to you guys, and I want to show you guys on some key information on how to get there and on how to work on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, I graduate. I go ahead and start working for Verizon Wireless. I got promoted within that organization, and then I moved up from there a little bit. I took over a couple of stores, and I loved what I did. I really did. But it came to a point where it's like, okay, I did this corporate thing for about 8 years now. I give my life to it. I'm still DJing on the side, but it's like there's something more to life than that. Like I accomplished the American dream, I would say, in 2015. Have a stay-at-home wife with a nice little house, 2 cars in the driveway, mortgage, insurance, 3 daughters, pool in the backyard. Like we did it. We accomplished it. We made it happen. But then you start saying, there's more life than this. Change. What can I change? And that's why I start reaching out to podcasts. And this is what brings me to here today with you guys. I started watching videos on how to build a business, on how to take the business to the next level. We started a photography business in 2014, and I started taking some of the information that I'm understanding and gathering on YouTube, and I start putting it into the business. And I start seeing what was coming out of the business. And it just dawned on me. It's like, man, if I can understand what some of these successful people are doing and incorporate in my life, there's no reason why I can't do what they're doing. And in 2015, I started really searching for myself and really pushing myself to the limits and started, figuring life out. I mean, I was 30 years old. I have these things, but then there's more life than that, because once again, I'm going by the picture that was painted for me. And I'm like, there's more to the picture than this. There's gotta be more. So I end up leaving my job at Verizon Wireless and becoming a full-time entrepreneur. And we started focusing in on buying a barn venue out here in Monroe County. And we ended up, it took about a couple of years, but within those couple of years, I kind of bounced around a little bit in different jobs, trying to find people, networking with different people on the goal I had in mind. So you got to be strategic with things like this. And this is stuff that I learned off YouTube, off of podcasts like we're launching here today. Once again, is on how to find the correct people and how to network and how to get out there and make a name for yourself and start building these relationships to like build up to what your end goal is. And 2017, I pretty much sold everything I had, took my 401k that I had saved up in my corporate job at Verizon Wireless, and I put a bet on myself and I put a risk on myself, and I bought a farm out here in Monroe County. It's called Halo Barn. And I moved my family into the street for about 2 weeks, I would say. Well, we kind of did the whole selling, buying process. And if you've ever been through that, you already know it's a headache and it's a whole emotional roller coaster. But I believed in myself and I took a risk on myself. And I never looked back. I got a job at Home Depot right after I bought the property, so I can find people who can work for me within the building industry to help me build up the barn and get it done right and make sure that the structure is solid. And I would work side by side with them, and they would teach me how to build stuff and how to like go through that process. It was an 18-month process. After the 18 months, I ended up opening it as Halo Barn, and we did that for probably about another 18 months. And then I kind of came to a point where I feel like the timing wasn't 100% right on it, and I had to search a little more, and I had to find myself a little more. And that's what kind of led me into finding my gifts and what I'm good at. And I'm gonna bring some people on here to talk about like how to find your gift in life and to really like promote yourself and figure out where you belong in life. Hold on one second, okay? Can you go through the other door? Sorry. Can you go around the other door? Because I'm shooting a podcast right now.
Is it online?
Yeah, it should be.
Like scratch door?
Yeah. If not, my keys are in the truck. Sorry, I know I told you we're going live, so this podcast actually took a little longer to come out with because I had some audio issues earlier. So I was supposed to be done with this about an hour ago, but now my staff's showing up. So, anyways, yeah. So back to what I was saying about the podcast. I started searching for that stuff and really finding like very good information out there to help motivate myself and really find what I needed to get this project done. And I feel like it's led me on a path of success, and I feel like it has led me um, exactly where I belong in life. You know what I'm saying? And I feel very blessed to have what I have right now, and I feel very blessed to be here with you guys talking on this great platform. And I look forward to growing it together and really getting it to where it can help you guys out and where it can give you some insights, give you that moment of clarity. And when you see that clarity, you got to act though. That's the difference between people who dream and people who make things happen, is to take action. And I feel like so many people will get that clarity moment, like, that's exactly what I should be doing. Or that's exactly what I need to talk to. Or that's what I should do. But they stop. And they question themselves and they doubt themselves. They start listening to people who have never done it. They stop themselves before they even got started. Don't do that. Take a step forward. Put a risk on yourself. It might work. It may not work. But it's part of the process. And for me, what I'm really trying to understand these days is enjoying the process. Is enjoying the process of failing. Is enjoying the process of getting there. Is looking around you, seeing who's by your side, really taking care of those people and seeing like what is next for you. And I feel like for the last 10 years of my journey, this is what it's always been. Yeah, we come across challenges and things didn't work out or a bump in the road. But that doesn't mean it's over forever. It means that you can get back into what works for you and figure out a solution to the problem. And that's what life's about. And sometimes we don't know where to turn. So we turn to our friends that's never done it. Hey, do you know how to get over here? Oh, I don't know, never been there, but maybe you should just go up to the next exit. You know what? It's too far away. Don't do it, bro. It's too far away. You're never gonna make it. Do you have enough gas to get there? Like, I don't know. My friend told me, just do it. Take a chance on yourself and go do it. And I want to provide you guys with the tools that I found, that were this big, gigantic. The goals I put in front of me are scary, to be honest with you, but they should be. And I remember sitting on the couch one day, and Jen looked at me and was laughing. It's like, what are you watching, dude? This guy's talking about buying skyscrapers. You're gonna buy a skyscraper? I said, I don't know, maybe one day I want a helicopter, And she laughed at me. He's like, it's no way. I said, let me tell you something. I was very serious with her. She was joking. I was serious. I said, if I can take Grant Cardone, if you never look him up, Grant Cardone, his success, I'll take 10%. I'm shooting for the 10%. Now, of course, I went the whole 100, but if I can shoot for the 10%, I'm going to be way better off than where I'm at now. And I feel like that's what's happening in society these days, is that we're taking advice from people who we don't know, who have never done it, who, since they couldn't do it, you can't do it. So I'm here to tell you guys, I believe in you. I think that you guys have what it takes, and I'm going to bring you guys along this podcast journey. I'm going to bring people on. We're going to go through some YouTube videos. I can tell you one thing. If you've ever been in my presence, whether that been a family member, an employee of mine, many, many, many people, I can tell you that I have showed you a YouTube video that's going to help you along your journey on someone who you're never going to meet. But you also have to remember that it's going to give you a change of perspective in this world. And once you have that change of perspective, you're unstoppable. Once you have that mindset and the tools you need, and guess what? One video leads to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And it's something that has been an amazing tool for me to use and to follow some of these people that are on the internet and these actors and successful people and these, entrepreneurs or, storytellers or things like that. That's going to get us, fueled here. So that's my goal. That's my vision. My vision is to see this grow and grow and grow. So make sure you guys, go ahead and subscribe for me. Go ahead and like my channel. Make sure you guys send this video to someone who needs a good pick me up, because that's what I do. I feel like that's my mission in life, is to pick people up, take them on the journey, but also take the training wheels off for them, because I'm not going to do it for you. I'm going to help you guys out. I'm going to give you some advice, as I did many, many people. I would love to get some of my old employees on and talked about some of the crazy days that we had together, just really talking about motivation and what fuels us. And lately for me, it's been discipline. So I've always had the motivation, but for me lately, it's been the discipline that I have in myself, and really holding myself accountable to the things I say I'm going to do, right? So it's not going to be as serious as I am here today with you guys. So don't worry, it's not going to be boring. You're going to find a moment of clarity, I can imagine, and you're going to find a moment where it's like, dang, dude, he actually makes a point. Or he's been through it. He understands it. And I'm here to tell you, we're all the same. We're all humans. We all start at the same freaking start line. We're all gonna push through the hurdles. We're all gonna be running. We're all gonna be sweaty. We're all gonna fall. We're all gonna scrape our knees. But I'm here to tell you, as your friend, I'm here to help you up, get up, tell you what you need for that scrape on your knee is a little peroxide and a Band-Aid, or maybe you should let that boy air out, and keep going and keep going. But I'm not going to do it for you. And I feel like we all kind of need this in our lives, and I kind of feel like it's my mission to bring that to you guys and to bring you some amazing people along the journey. And if you have anyone that you want to see on this podcast, please just send me an email. My email is offtherailspodcaststudio@gmail.com, or they can call me directly if they like, 313-330-3375. That'd be the only time I give my number on the podcast. So if you do have a guest or someone you want to hear from, whether it be in the community, we're going to be some traveling with this too, because I have a lot of people who I know, like in the Metro Detroit area, where I hate for them to come all the way out this way to do the podcast. So I'm just going to go to them, do some field trips. Our first guest coming up next week is going to be Pete Rendina. He wrote a book called Manifesting in Faith, and I'm super excited to really go through that process with you guys and get his view on the manifestation, visualization, and faith side of things. He's an amazing writer. I look forward to that podcast with him. And then we have some special guests coming up here soon. But like I said, if you do have anyone in mind, send them my way. I'll be more than welcome to talk to them. I want to bring so many different things to this channel. So please do me a favor. Go on there now, like and subscribe. Make sure you set a little comment, like give me a thumbs up or maybe a star or something like that. I don't know. Whatever they do on YouTube, we'll figure it out as we go. But I appreciate you guys listening to me. And I'm glad I can take you guys on this journey. I look forward to documenting my life and my core values, my visions, my dreams, my hopes, my failures, my heartbreaks, my tragedies, and everything in between. And I look forward for you guys to follow me and have a good time, guys. So thanks for tuning in. Once again, my name is Miguel. I am your host here at the YouTube podcast, Off the Rails. Talk to you guys soon.